38.3% of our current inmate population is black. Only 12.2% of our national population is black.
No shit.
So if you don't believe in white privilege, why are black people in jail at higher rates than white people?
That's the question, right? Maybe because they commit more crimes than white people.
So let me get this straight. Slavery was abolished at the 13th Amendment, except when it comes to prisons. And how is the government going to get around keeping black people enslaved?
I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're watching another viral TikTok video. I'm glad to share it with you. And this is about having black people, more black people in jail. And today we'll be looking at the history. Why was prison made first in the US? Why did they make prisons? And yeah, and why are those black people, why are they more in jail than white? Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Also, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like the video.
I did not know slavery exists until I went to prison. See, I can speak about slavery, right? Because I've been a slave. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery unless you've been convicted of a crime. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I catch you.
I'm inventory at the age of 17, a slave for the state of Texas to serve 8 years of servitude in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Now, why you say slave? Because some people think that, hey, once you're there, you just get a bunk bed, you get a book, and you get to just sit there and bore in silence for the rest of your days.
You asked me why I said slavery?
Let's go.
Have you ever seen a nigga pick cotton?
Nah.
Where have you seen a nigga pick cotton at?
Never in my life.
Slave, though.
Oh, slave. Yeah.
Nigga, I was sent to pick cotton. That's why I said.
Oh, so you? So wait. So
I was sent to sit. I ain't never seen nothing but a slave pick cotton.
Wait. So you have actually picked cotton off the cotton plant?
I have picked cotton off the cotton plant. Texas Department of Criminal Justice. You pick cotton off the cotton plant.
38.3% of our current inmate population is black, but according to the 2020 census data, only 12.2% of our national population is black. So if you don't believe in white privilege, how do you explain this disparity?
Maybe because they commit more crimes than white people.
But that's not true. It actually is.
They do.
44% of women in jail are black, and many of them are single moms. A lot of these moms cannot afford to post bail, so they sit in jail for months or years at a time awaiting trial, even though they haven't actually been convicted of a crime.
So let me get this straight. Slavery was abolished at the 13th Amendment, except when it comes to prisons. And how is the government going to get around keeping black people enslaved? By keeping them in the prison system. Hence the war on drugs, which focused very much on black people and associating them with drugs and making them overly sentenced for petty drug crimes, therefore planting crack cocaine in black neighborhoods in the 80s and overly sentencing them, such as Sharon Edwards, for a petty crime such as stealing car keys, where he's serving 2 sentences for 1 crime. That's how they've been getting away all these years, by overly sentencing black people for these small petty crimes. Because it's legal in the 13th Amendment. They can legally keep them as slaves in the prison system. But happy late Juneteenth.
This is going to be really hard for me to talk about, so bear with me. It's finna get dark in here. We are going to talk about the dark history on why jails were created. In 1863, African American slaves were freed. They thought things were great, but they really just got backstabbed. Now, as you know, in 1861 and 1865, the American Civil War happened. During the Civil War, roughly 179,000 black men fought in the Civil War. They fought in the war because they thought America would look out for them, which ultimately made them worry, because now how do we keep these people in control? The government needed a way to create peace, to keep the white people happy, but also take care of the African American citizens that just got freed. Before the 1890s, where they started the Prison Act, jails and prisons tend to look like houses. Some like this. After the American Civil War, the number of U.S. penitentiaries in the South and West spiked. So who y'all finna put in there? After this, a lot of African Americans were locked up. Their inmates population surpassed 30,000. By 1880s, African Americans became the major inmates. They were backstabbed. You're telling me that they helped fight the war and then they were falsely imprisoned to do more labor? Convicts, who were originally slaves, dug levees, laid railroad tracks, picked cotton, and mined coals for private companies and planters. Mostly false imprisonment, or doing more time than they deserved. Innocent man locked up for 37 years. 1944, George Steeny, 14-year-old, electrocuted, and he was innocent. We're still living in this dark history, and Joe Biden played a part in it. Your president signed a crime bill, what was one of the key contributions to mass incarcerations in 1990s, especially hurting blacks and brown Americans. African Americans, they were never really freed. It just was switched. Black people were never given equality. Let's just clear that up. African Americans have been fighting for decades for equality from the government. Everybody be safe out
White
there.
Americans, 6,109 versus 2,795 per 100,000 plus. Number of arrests of Black Americans in 2018, 2.8 million.
Girl,
Percentage of people on probation or parole who are Black, 30%. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
30% in prison and 30% on probation.
30% in prison, 38% in prison or in jail. And 48% of Blacks is serving life without parole or virtual life sentences who are Black. That is,
It's ridiculous.
never. Like, I mean, nobody wants to be broke. Nobody wants to be without money. I get it, right? We all live in it. Especially right now, times is harder than it's ever been. But just to think that I'm going to do something quick, like, you know, when I was younger, to go to jail, you don't care. It is never that serious. I'd rather be out here breathing this air and free and keep on trying than to go to hell back to jail. No.
Yeah. It's nothing. It's not fun at all. So yeah, that's a large percentage. And
yeah, it is.
Not to be that much of a population. Something's wrong.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I thought at first that this was all like made up wise, right? Race and wrongful. I thought that the numbers weren't adding up, but they like, no, this is as of September 2022. So this was just done.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It says innocent Black people are 19 times more likely to be convicted of drug crimes than innocent whites, a much larger disparity than we see for murder and rape, despite the fact that white and Black Americans use illegal drugs at similar rates.
Right.
So it's just saying the discrimination between the two is like almost equal.
It is.
It's like you hear constantly what's pushed in the media is that hey Kendrick, you hear in the media constantly that Black on Black crime, but it's white on white crime as well.
It is,
right? And majority of the people that's white that kill each other, they kill a white person kills them.
Yeah,
it's not like other races are running up to kill white people, right? They're killing each other just like we're killing each other.
Exactly.
And so when you think
and you want to broadcast that, they always want to dim us and shine a light on something that's negative in
right
brown race, and it's terrible.
Than half his life in prison for murder. Prosecutors now say he did not commit.
I did time with this guy, man. Like, I didn't really know him, but I recognize him. Can you imagine spending all those years in prison and you're innocent? Yo, my heart goes out to him. Congratulations on your freedom, but nothing will give you those years back.
This man gets back home after 34 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Much for watching. Goodbye for now until we meet again. Thank you.